In 10th grade during lunch, the mean popular girl started to walk up to me and my friends and grabbed my muffin and threw it in my face to impress the new kid. I went off on that dumb bitch because I wanted to eat the motherfucking muffin. I dragged that bitch across the lunchroom and we fought and I accidentally broke her nose. Haha, dumb bitch, that's what you get for wasting my fucking muffin. And I dated the new kid, so who's the bad bitch now? Brittany. Period. Sis, go off.
One time I was on a date with my crush. We went to the movies and everything was going great until I noticed my teacher and principal together. They were both married, so we were shocked. After the movie finished, they confronted us and told us to stay quiet about their affair. But I was smarter and decided to blackmail them in return for perfect grades. They actually gave me and my crush straight A's. At the end of the year I exposed them and they both ended up leaving the school. They got what they deserved and I got my perfect grades. When I was 8 years old, my bedroom was right next to my sister's. One night I couldn't sleep and I heard tapping on the walls. I heard the creak of my sister's window opening and I thought that it was weird cause she was supposed to be asleep. 20 minutes later I heard loud clapping and singing from her room. It was like a show, but I heard a guy's voice too, so I assumed she was doing karaoke. So I clapped with them. Anyway, I now realize how dumb I was as an 8-year-old for not getting what was going on.
During the summer I was in a relationship with a kid named Jason. Things got carried away the first few weeks when his dad called my phone and asked me to come over and help him finish up his pool. Once I arrived at his house, his dad welcomed me into the house but then told me Jason wasn't there. I was confused but decided to wait until Jason came home. His dad welcomed me to food, TV, etc. His dad is smoking hot, so I did whatever I had to make him comfortable with me. Turns out he was more than comfortable with me. He called me up the room a few hours later and told me to be very quiet. I realized what was about to happen but I didn't care. I wanted him. He stripped me down to my kitty jar and I was so horny. A few weeks later I had to break up with Jason because I took a pregnancy test and it tested positive. In a few weeks I have to go check who the father is because if it's his dad's I'm moving to fucking Texas. One time my boyfriend came over and we decided to do the dirty. Anyways, it was great but his phone was in his pocket when he did it and he accidentally somehow but dialed 911. We were getting down and dirty and everything was going swell until we heard knocks on the door very aggressively. We thought it was the dog making noise outside the door until we heard a man yelling to open the door. We both got dressed really fast, went outside, and saw it was the police. I was scared because I thought they found out that I stole a bathing suit from Target, so I started sobbing. Then they asked what was wrong and I couldn't stop crying, so my boyfriend asked why they were here, and they explained they got a 911 call and heard yelling on the phone. I immediately stopped crying and ran inside the house of embarrassment and my boyfriend just said everything was fine then closed the door. Right after he closed the door he heard laughing from the police and now we know that they found out we were having sex. Once my friend was dating 2 guys at the same time. She told me not to tell anyone but I didn't want her being a cheater. I told both of the guys and we decided to get her back. My parents weren't home so I snuck out at 2 a.m. and we walked to her house. We got to her house and took out toilet paper and eggs. We threw everything and left back to my house around the block. A few minutes later we heard sirens and we turned off all the lights and hid. The boys decided to spend the night so they slept on the couch. When we woke up she had texted everyone what happened. We walked to her house and saw a huge crowd of people taking pictures. The next day at school everyone knew she was a cheater and she stopped being friends with me. A month later her new boyfriend and I caught her in bed with another guy. In the middle of it, she came crawling back when I gained more followers. I said no and she tried to slap me and everyone saw that. At this point everyone hated her and she had no friends. It was kinda sad. I'm 16 years old. And last year when I was walking home from school, I saw 2 little kids that couldn't be older than 9 were walking home a little bit in front of me. I assumed they were brother and sister. Anyway, me being so much bigger with longer legs, I eventually started to catch up to them. And right when I was about to turn off into my street, I noticed a car pulled up next to them and asked them to get in. My heart stopped when I heard the older one say, "But mister, we don't know you." After that I kept walking towards them and screamed out Lucy, Mark, because I didn't know their actual names. And they both looked at me. I ran up and said, "Guys, don't run off on me like that. Stay close." I pretended like I didn't see the car, pulled up next to them and walked with them until the car drove off. They asked me who I was, but I just kept telling them to be quiet until the man goes away. When the guy left, I told them not to talk to strangers and walked them home. I explained to their parents what happened, and I don't think I've ever seen more grateful parents. Hey guys, story time. When I was in kindergarten, I was on the bus sitting next to this mean-ass bitch. I don't remember her name. There was a girl behind us and she kept saying her stomach hurted and that she needed to poop. So me and the girl I was sitting next to, we straight ignored that bitch. So time flew by on the bus, and then I start smelling shit, like literally disgusting, smelling like dog shit ass poop. So I look under the seat and I see this big ass pile of diarrhea poop. That shit stunk. I couldn't help myself and I kept looking under the seat to look at the poop. The girl next to me kept telling me to stop looking at it. Like, bitch, if you don't shut yo skin tone, chicken bone, Google Chrome, no home, flip phone, disowned, ice cream cone, garden gnome, extra chromosome, metronome, dimidome, genome, full blown monochrome, student loan, Indiana Jones, overgrown, Flintstone, X and Y hormone, friend zoned, Sylvester Stallone, Sierra Leone, AutoZone, professionally seen, silver patron, head ass the fuck up, I'll beat your ass. Eventually someone came on the bus and picked up the poop.